Hi, welcome to our playthrough of Marked for Death. This is just a session that we've recorded on Roll20 to give everyone an idea of how the game works. So you should be able to see my screen, and I've got everyone's character sheets up here, although I'm noticing that some of them are not completely filled out, but that's not a big issue at the moment. So, at the bottom we have our players. If we want to go through one by one to introduce our characters. Who wants to go first?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm Kit, and I play Riley Marcosi, who is a hacker for the organization. Not quite sure what else you need to know right now.
Just go through the character sheet in general, because then I can point things out to people.
Yep, she's an only child. Her father is dead. Became a hacker when she was younger to help pay the hospital bills for her mother. She's 30-something, long dark hair, usually wears a black hoodie, jeans, very indescript. She has remote access to the team from the designated safe house she's in at the moment. She's an excellent hacker, but she's not very good in face-to-face situations. She has advantages when using social things, using cover tracks.
Basically, she's good at making it difficult to find her.
Yeah. And she's a little bit better when she's in her safe house area or an area of known stuff. I've picked stuff like security, hardware, internet, underground contacts, which are like other hacker groups, that kind of thing.
Basically, pretty much all of the computer skills,
Yep.
and then a smattering of other things that will hopefully come in useful.
And
Plus
she has
helicopter.
a pistol and a helicopter. She doesn't have a helicopter, she can fly a helicopter. You never know when that will come in handy.
Yep.
And Elliot, who's her stuffed dragon that she keeps next to her when she's working.
Which totally doesn't have any other use.
No. No use whatsoever.
Okay, who's next then?
I'll go.
Sure.
I'm Dave. I'm playing Theodore, who is a magical sniper who lost his fortune over something I never really decided and pretty much thought until his kid did. But that's about all I really have to say.
Okay, so just to go over the rest of it, at the moment it does say major non-magical figurehead. I decided that that's Nicholas Sarkozy because that will be
But no
fun.
one needs to know what I did to him.
Then we've got two stunts here, quick to retreat and easy to insult. Again, a pretty... well.
Am I meant to be commenting on this? Am I meant to be commenting on this?
You don't have to.
I get to kill things, that's what I do.
What I did actually just notice is that your aspect is magical sniper, but you don't actually have sniper rifles.
No, I don't use muggle weaponry.
Okay.
I snipe with magic.
Fair enough. Yeah, and Theodore has two of the extras for fire, which are magic trick and flame shields. And the rest is fairly simple. Who's next?
I guess I can, since we seem to be going around clockwise.
Okay.
So I'm Nathan. I'll be playing Hector Sutherland, who is a dyspraxic gentleman cat burglar. I've taken my highest skill, because reasons, is martial arts. Basically, because my parents, knowing how bad my coordination were, forced me into it to try and improve my coordination.
And it worked, but only with martial arts.
Yeah, pretty much.
And stealth, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm fairly stealthy, reasonably athletic. I can break into things when I need to, buildings and such. I can drive, and I can also repair my vehicle, which is a rather flashy sports car, so I can make my getaway quite easily, just not particularly subtly.
Yes.
Um, one of the martial arts that I learned was a sort of British gentlemanly version of kendo. So I walk around with a walking pole, which I also use to bludgeon people with. And because of my dyspraxia, when I am being supported by the other lovely people around the table, I'm able to concentrate better and compensate for my dyspraxia. And
That's what this stunt here is meant to represent.
that's my first stunt, and then my other stunt, Master of the Pole, just signifies how good I am at sort of
Hitting people
turning.
with sticks.
Basically hitting people with sticks. If they come at me, I can turn their attack into a counter attack.
Okay.
I actually realised I missed something on my character sheet. I was going to say anything, Sanchez.
Sure. Wait, don't send it via Facebook.
Okay, there's meant to be the third one's not meant to be empty. It's meant to say I'm racist against non-magical people.
The third...
My third aspect.
Oh, on here it says used to hiding.
Yeah, but that's 4 down. There's a empty one third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we sort of missed that.
Yeah, I changed the order of things on yours because
Oh well.
you filled it in weird. Okay. And then, Robin.
Hi.
With Nick.
I'm playing Nick the Sicilian. He prefers not to get his hands dirty when he can avoid it. He's more of a social manipulative type character. He's also a water mage, which probably not everyone knows about at the moment. So this means he has various abilities that can enhance his social skills, but also just get things done more easily without necessarily having to create a big mess.
Wow.
When a guard's patrolling past, they might just slip and fall because there was some water on the floor that they didn't notice. Or
I mean, you say
something
this,
like
but water magic is messy.
Okay, so the results might be messy.
Yeah.
The results might be messy in some ways. But I mean, he can fight, but it's not his top set of skills. So I guess Sanchit, you're showing them the character sheet.
Yes, I am.
He focuses more on the persuasive category of skills.
Yeah.
And he's also got a couple
at
of
the bottom, and then all of the
Yep.
social.
got a couple of abilities. So he can breathe underwater if that ever comes in handy. He's got a magic ability that enhances his social interactions. And he's also got a stunt, which I'm going to remind myself what it does. It says, if there's time to get a read on someone, then he can create a free advantage using his social skills. So that'll maybe help him out. I'm less familiar with the fate system, but I guess that'll be helpful from time to time.
Yeah. And then the last thing is fluid body, which is a
Right, yeah. I
magic
forgot about
thing
that.
again.
I did it in the last minute.
Specifically
It's a
for
defense
water.
type thing.
Yeah, basically, it gives you a bit less damage when people are attacking you with physical things, but it means you take a bit more damage with energy attacks. So
Yeah, if someone's coming at me with a lightning rod, then I'm fucked. Sorry, you'll have to keep that out.
that's fine.
That'll happen a lot.
Okay, and just because this is a thing I do, I have everyone's troubles up here, so you may see me referring to that from time to time. Now, because we're in Britain in real life, and we do what we know, we are going to set this in Britain. This is your briefing room at MI5, because I can't be bothered to think up a more interesting organisation for you to work for.
Are we government?
Yes.
Changes a lot of things.
And if you see this screen here, Riley is on that screen, and the rest of you are sitting around the table.
no, it's not that. Yeah, I shouldn't play with this interface, should I?
That's fine. Yes, so the rest of you sitting around the table, and your what's the word? Supervisor comes in. Your boss, rather. This is a fairly tall guy, in, you know, the classic suit and tie, and basically looking like James Bond. And he drops a file on the table. And he says, "You've got a new target."
Yay. We'll look at the file, I guess.
Okay, I'm assuming that I would get the file, like, digitally sent to me?
Not immediately,
Not immediately.
but
I assume she
Okay.
can see what's going on, though.
yes, she'll have...
It's a useful file.
There are going to be enough cameras in here that she'll be able to see what's happening.
Yeah, I'm a hacker. I've probably hacked into these cameras by this point.
Yeah.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Let's
And I mean-
CSI this.
And I mean, they would have given you access to at
Yeah.
least the ones in this room anyway.
Shush. I can get all cameras, even those ones over there.
Okay, so the file has a picture of this tanned man, big beard, looks fairly old, in a fairly fancy and expensive suit. Big beard, looks fairly old, maybe mid-60s. And it's got a list of known locations, and they mostly crop up in the south of France. Quite a lot of them around Nice. Would
Just
anyone
out of character, did anyone have specialist knowledge about organizations, peoples, areas?
I don't think so.
I have history.
No, I only have underground contacts, which is like hacker groups and
I have
stuff.
that as well, but I assume
I have average organisations generally, but I'm not entirely sure what good that does me.
Might be useful.
So
Do we
what
know anything about groups that he's involved in?
does the file only have a
Well-
picture?
It's got a picture, name, known locations. That's it. You're mostly expected to do the work yourself.
Okay. I would try to research like bank accounts.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
So...
Affiliations.
Yeah,
you-
basically any information I can find on this guy, Facebook account.
Yeah. So that's going to be internet.
Okay, so what do you want me to roll?
So, 4 fudge dice plus 3.
Is it /R? I've been using /roll.
You can use either. /R is a shortcut.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So, you can find, like, his Facebook account. There's a couple of bank accounts and social network stuff in general. There's nothing that seems to give you a lot of information. Like,
Does it say who he works for on his Facebook account or anything like that?
yes, so he works for a communications company that is... Well, I say he works for, he owns a communications company.
Okay.
That is based in Nice. And it's pretty much most of the south of France's mobile networks.
Things like his major business partners.
Does it say why we're killing this guy, or do we just not question that?
You're assassins, why would you question it? Your job is to kill people.
So what was the target's name on the file?
I haven't come up with a name, so I'll have to think
Okay,
of one.
we'll call him
Uh,
Joe Blogs for now.
No, he's French. We must pick the most
Okay.
stereotypical French name. He's Pierre.
Pierre Le
Pierre-
Target.
Okay. Yes. So
He wears a beret with the target symbol painted on the top.
that is his name now.
Okay, I just write in my notes as if she would have notes up as well. South of French mobile networks. Okay, target Pierre Le Target.
Yep.
Business
What-
associates, family, friends.
He doesn't have a family.
A family list on Facebook.
His social network, like his friends on there, seem to be quite a lot of them. Most of them fairly wealthy and or influential people.
Last check-in. Last check-in on Facebook. Last known location.
That would be where they said his house was.
Okay, home.
So presumably at this point, it would make some sense for the three of us who aren't constantly behind a computer to hop into my sports car and drive to the south of France.
Well,
So-
I could drive to the nearest airport. I can charter flights to Nice.
Well, it would
Well, I get advantages with my sports car, which is why I want to drive there. So I have my sports car
totally
with
make
me.
sense.
Get
for the
ourselves
three of
get ourselves
you-
invited to a party.
Nathan, it
a
would
fundraiser.
totally make sense for the three of you to get into a sports car and drive to the south of France, except for the fact that sports cars have 2 seats.
Well,
One of us can hide in the boot.
Yeah,
Automation. Stick to the back
exactly.
or something.
Right. So who's going in the boot?
I can
I
travel
can-
quickly.
Who
Right.
can breathe?
Don't
Who
have
There's a
to
can
person
breathe?
that person that doesn't want to drive. Would they like a first class flight to Nice?
Yeah, that would be quite nice. They don't have to know that I'm associated with you guys at first. I can just be travelling in separately, and we happen to turn up in the same area. If we manage to get ourselves invited to a party somehow, somewhere where
Right.
there's lots of people, not everyone knows each other.
Because after all, as many witnesses as possible, right?
No, I just
Well,
need to
thing.
find out information before we.
Is there any events on his Facebook that he will be attending?
There are. There's an opening of a new mall. That's 2 weeks away.
I thought you said a new morgue.
The guy is obsessed with death.
Well, it would be convenient. We just,
Yeah.
as he's opening it, here, have an extra body and with which to christen it.
Services need networking opportunities too.
You know what? Just because you said that, I'm gonna go with he's also recently funded the new morgue at the local hospital, and he's going to be going to visit that in a few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, you said we have his where he lives.
Yes.
How much? Like, do we have detailed satellite imagery from?
If you
Google
ask,
Maps.
if you ask
Have
me
you gone
to,
to
I can
Google
try and
Maps?
hack it.
You haven't
Come
got,
on,
you
enhance.
haven't got satellite images with a +2. Like, well, okay, you'd have satellite
If we roll
images,
a
but they're
+2,
not going to
you
give
will
They're
you
all
much
blurry.
detail. Like, you can see a white square where his house is meant to
We
be.
can look on Google Maps.
Yeah, that's about all you're going to
Just
get.
zoom in and
What about hacking into his home network?
It might be possible.
What do you need me to roll?
I believe it would be security. Yes.
Okay, so secure. Everything's decided to close on me. Hold on. So security is +5.
Yep.
So that's what
4 fudge dice plus
4
5.
dice +5.
Is it always 4 fudge dice?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes my life a little easier.
5. You've had distinctly average rolls so far. Um, yeah, so you get into his home network.
Mhm.
There's what exactly were you looking for?
Like easy passages to set up access to, say, security systems.
Yeah.
Or is he actually quite shit hot at looking after his own network?
I mean,
Are there lasers everywhere? Is there like a trap door that drops you into a pit of spikes or something? Or
see,
is it
it's actually the exact
dog?
opposite of what you're thinking. He's so low tech
Right.
that you've basically got access to a printer and a computer.
Email?
He doesn't have his password saved.
Right.
That would be far too
I
easy.
mean, what we could do is forge a document, send it to his printer, make it look like a fax,
Can I like not?
and say,
Why would
You
we
must-
go?
due to some sort of hacking incident, he needs to constantly have his
My
his
name.
mail.
in your bank account, sir. Your mother's maiden name.
Oh.
And then see how he responds.
I was just gonna say, like, send him an email going, "We're having problems at your ISP. Could you supply us with your username and password?"
You're welcome to give it a try. That would be persuade.
I don't have persuade.
Can I use persuade to help with the wording of it?
You can.
I've also got deceit. Can I combine those somehow?
It would be deceit instead of
So
persuade.
it could be that he tells me what to write because
Yeah.
technically I'm not that socially.
She's a script
Aware.
kiddie. She doesn't know how to do work.
No, I don't do real words. I just sit there in a darkened room with my hood up. I'm waiting for you to give me orders.
Okay, Robin, do you want to roll deceit then?
Okay, so that's 4df plus 5.
Is deceit your +5?
Yep.
Wow.
I figured I might need to deceive some people during this mission.
I thought deceit was your +4 and persuade was your +5.
No. Lying is far more important than persuading people. I got 5 on that.
Remind me never to meet you in real life.
Okay, well in that case, you don't immediately get a response, and so you will see the
But
effect.
when you do, you get a Don Eckes response.
You can wait for it if you want, or you can do something else in the meantime.
Well,
Do we have a deadline for
Well-
this mission?
Can I in my
ASAP.
wording, imply that it's an urgent matter and he needs to get back to us within 24 hours?
Yeah, I assumed that was a
Does he
thing.
check his email
But
every day?
like, yeah, he's not going to be constantly checking his email.
no. Well,
Can we get his pager details?
I'm gonna say he does work for a communications company. We could probably.
How does this guy work for a communication?
I have no idea.
No, he runs one.
CEO, right?
Yeah, he
Like,
owns it, so he
that's-
is.
That's
CEO.
not an excuse.
He doesn't know anything about communications. He just owns the
He
company.
just gives them money
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
and makes money back.
Does he not have advisors telling him, like, you should probably not choose password 123 as your password?
Yeah, probably. Which is why
Probably
I figured.
like an angry secretary that sends him an email.
That's why I figured that you wouldn't have been able to get into his email so easily.
He actually went for password 124 and we're sitting here scratching our head.
Oh.
Password full stop.
This is why you write a script, to try lots of possibilities without having to type them all manually.
Yep.
Well, that's what I thought would be on my USB, but apparently I'm not allowed to do that.
You don't need a USB to do that.
Do if I'm moving around.
So you have access to the thing which is requesting a password, right?
I'm assuming so. That's why I've got
If
my
you're
money's
trying
a
to
home network.
If you're trying to get into the email, then yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I would assume I had programs of some description. That's what I was meaning by USB.
Yeah. It's just that
I forget your
it,
literal.
it takes a long time to crack a password.
Okay, it's chugging away doing its thing.
Password is.
Yeah. I mean, if you're using the script thing, then there's no guaranteed success, and it'll be fast-ish. Like we're talking a few days.
Unless he's one of the top.
You go for 1,000
Yeah.
passwords. That's not.
If you're
Stop
actually,
pushing the GM.
if you're legitimately brute forcing it, then
We're not brute
basically,
forcing. We're brute forcing it with like
I'm
reasonable
saying
ideas.
we're doing.
yeah,
I
then
am
you're not guaranteed
assuming
success.
we're doing the script and we're doing the request email because there we've got two things that are possibly going to work.
Okay.
We're covering bases.
So while you're doing that, I'll try a bit of social engineering. I'll cold call a couple of people who are in his social network, pretending to be someone else, trying to get useful information.
Maybe someone at his company.
Hmm?
Maybe pretend to be someone from his company.
So people from his company as well, but it's not just his company that we need to find out information about. It's anything involving him.
Well, yeah.
So anyone with connections to him. I mean, I'll keep giving it tries. I'll pretend to be different people, and I'll try to get any information I can about where he's likely to be, what things like when he's likely to be alone. Obviously, I won't ask that outright, but I'll try to get that sort of information.
I'm going to say, does his Facebook say if he's married?
Subterfuge.
He is not married according to his Facebook.
Why don't we try and set up a business meeting at a
That's
CD cafe?
Why does it have to be a CD cafe?
Well,
Because
is this,
then, if he
right.
keels over dead,
Oh, we're going to kill
Less
him there? I
likely-
thought this was just to sort of be extravagant.
Are you planning to set up a meeting and kill him at that meeting? Or are we trying to get more information first on where we might be able to lure
I
him?
was just pondering if we.
What do you
What
want to
kind
do
of
then?
meeting
Because at
would
the
we set
moment
up
you're
then?
still sitting in this meeting room.
I know. Am I getting people flights to
I'm
Nice?
placing calls.
What kind of business meeting would he be likely to fall for? Like, he doesn't know what communications is, so we could probably just make something up.
Something
Investors.
that's going to make him a lot of money.
the
Investors.
corporate merger.
Does he understand how businesses work? Because I don't.
Considering that he's rich and owns a major business, he probably knows how businesses work.
Do any of us?
Do you?
The character
I-
definitely does.
Maybe. Yeah. Does organisations count as knowing how businesses work?
Take a
Probably
roll to
enough
see
to
if it
try and
does.
make a meeting.
I kind of assumed that meant you knew about particular major organizations and who was important and what their connections were and stuff, rather
it
than
can
how
be,
they run their day-to-day.
But I think this is probably the closest for just
Okay.
generally how organisations work.
Okay, I'm just staying in the hacker background now until I'm told what to do.
Fair enough. Okay, Nathan, are you rolling?
Aspect hasn't had
Yeah.
physical contact with another human being in 20 years.
Which you immediately lose if someone breaks down the door and punches
Oh,
you.
there it is. There's the 4 pluses.
I have totally forgot. Yes, organisations.
Mm.
So, yeah, you know a lot about how businesses work. You can
Makes it easier to steal from them.
Yeah. You can set up a meeting that sounds fairly legit, that sounds as though it's going to make him a lot of money.
Who of us here will be able
Awesome.
to sort of keep him talking while I take a clear shot?
I have all the social skills.
That works.
I have
Yeah, I mean-
+5.
So long as we can get into the same room as him, I'm assuming that we can probably
Make sure you get a seat
between.
by a window. Makes it a lot easier.
So, just to check, our goal is not only to assassinate him, but also to stay alive afterwards, right?
Well, yeah, but I'll be like a different villain. Like,
We're not just luring him
well,
to
it
a
won't be
cafe
obvious that you
and getting out a pistol and shooting him in the face.
No, but I go into like I'm a sniper, so I go into like a building opposite and shoot him through a window.
Or you're a magical sniper.
Yeah, so I just fire a fireball to his head. I mean, it's quite obvious for people to see it, but then I run away.
Well, no. If you have, do you have the one that fills an entire zone with fire? Because then we could just blame it on a gas
That would
hook.
probably kill you as well.
I think the
I'll
bigger
excuse
issue,
myself.
I think the bigger
So-
issue is that fire counts as energy damage,
It's
Why is
fine.
that a problem?
Because
It's not a
Robin
problem.
takes plus
I
2
said
damage
no,
against...
but-
Yeah, but I'm not
The
trying
thing-
to hit him. I'm trying to hit the other guy. Like
Yeah,
a
but
boss.
if it was a... if you did the entire area...
I don't have nothing.
Is this the kind of guy who has a lot
Are
of
you just
conference
gonna
calls with
nuke the entire city of Nice?
Yeah, I mean, I could just do that. That would work.
I mean, can you do that? Because that
I
could save us a lot of
probably
trouble.
Someone probably. You can hack a nuke, can't you?
So I'm thinking,
I think the government agency I work for might be a little bit peeved at me for that.
if we can get,
Yeah.
if we
So,
can get,
Quick,
the
that
funny
would be
thing is, I actually do have a thing in the GM tools for this game to account for people trying to launch nukes.
Do we want
As in,
to?
nukes they're meant to be able to launch, or that they aren't meant to be able to launch?
Just
There's
nukes in general.
so I'm wondering, does this guy have a lot of late night conference calls with people from other countries? Could we maybe set up something where he thinks he's on the phone on Skype or whatever to someone in the States, and he's up in his house at 3 a.m. when no one else is around, and then there's a terrible accidental fire in the kitchen, and his whole mansion burns down, and like no
That doesn't guarantee
survives.
he dies.
I mean, with all of
But it
these
could
things-
cover up the evidence.
Also, I assume he has guards.
I'm assuming if the person that's a fire mage has immunity to fire, they could walk through the fire
I don't
to
think
check.
I'm immune to it.
Yeah, there is a fireproof extra you have to
Which
buy
he
it.
doesn't have.
I do
Ah,
have
fair enough.
like magic resistance on my jumpsuit, so
Yeah.
I could potentially.
Do you say flame on when you?
Theodore and
La flambe!
I missed the reference there.
Oh, it's okay, never mind.
So, my suggestion, personally, would be that you start by going there.
I've been trying to get them there.
Yeah, I was going to drive there. I'd
Original
probably
plan.
just make that by myself.
You two in the sports car. I'll go there by plane.
I'll chat you
We'll
up.
get ourselves invited to some big function that's got lots of people, so we're not too conspicuous.
The only function he has is in 2 weeks' time, which is the opening of the shopping mall.
Right.
Which is why we're trying to set up a business meeting or something
there.
beforehand.
The only function mentioned on his Facebook page.
True. Once we do we have access to his email yet?
No, you've just
Well-
been sitting in here. Like,
I mean,
Well,
I've been-
presumably,
No, we've been running.
Maybe.
He sent the email to fish for his thing, and
I've been trying to place calls to people in his social network to
We
get.
try to sneak into his house and see if he leaves his email.
you could do.
So can we go to France then?
We'll just sneak into his
I
house. and
think
kill him,
that's
I
a good idea.
and use the sort of downtime to wait for this email to come back from him.
Yeah.
guess. It takes that long to go to France.
So, I would say.
I hope the water wizard's car is sort of like a submersible. That would be apt.
So roll your. I'm not sure this is going to go particularly well, but roll your car.
Not literally.
Move your car.
He's using the
Everyone
second
dies.
use of equipment, which is it gives you a skill. So he is literally using the car to drive instead of driving the car.
But no, that was the wrong thing.
What the hell even is that?
plus 3.
The F4.
Yeah, that's probably some horrible game. Not bad.
Right. Okay. So according to a thing which I am going to rule will not quite work as well as it says it will. So there's this thing in an older game based on Fate called Diaspora, which is called the Time Track. So basically, I decided it's going to take you most of a day to get there, and for every success, you move up a bit on the time track. So
It took us 24 seconds.
6 successes has you getting there in a few minutes. Now, that's not happening, because that's stupid.
We don't need
So-
realism.
I'm gonna call that 3 successes, which is an hour.
Where we're
Yeah.
going, we don't need roads.
That's still insanely that's still insanely fast to get from probably Londonish or
We
maybe
actually
like
have a
Oxford,
secret assassin ninja hyperloop system
all the way to the south of France.
They're getting us between cities.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did ridiculously well, but I think that's partially because the time track is intended for different tasks.
Yeah. Also, this doesn't set a particularly good precedent because now I've already used up my 2 highest dice rolls.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah.
You know how physics works.
Yeah.
Right. So who was going in the plane?
Who's going via plane?
That was me.
Okay.
Next to
And I assume, so is Riley also coming to France to reduce latency issues? Or is she staying behind?
It's up to her.
In her safe house.
I would probably
500 meters.
making my own way there and find. I'm going to one of the safe houses that I have in various countries. and cities.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
No, that's fine. So in that case, Robin, whilst you are waiting to board, you get a call. In fact, sorry, no, you're Nick in this, aren't you? So, you get a call from who wants to call him.
what, one of us?
Yeah,
I'm assuming someone who's in the car because they're already there.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
The car is driving itself, so it can be either of you.
Well, he's driving, so I guess I'm cool.
Okay.
Ring ring.
Because you guys have arrived in Nice already, and he's still in the waiting room.
Hurry up, asshole.
Yeah, but it's got champagne. It's
They've
first class
managed-
flight.
They've managed to spend.
Yes.
So is this world exactly like the real world except for the assassins and also time dilation works really different?
Basically,
This world is exactly like the real world, except for the fact that Diaspora got a little bit in the way. And so instead of taking a day, he took an hour.
basically, it's me firing like jet fuel out the back.
Like Men in Black style.
Rocket car.
He actually has Lola for a car.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're there already somehow. No one's sure how. No one will ever know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, you're there already.
So you're talking on the phone, you guys, by the way.
Yeah.
What is there?
Indeed.
Okay, have you
is
got
there
anything
to
for
tell
me?
him other than that we're here? Like, are we at his house or are we just in Nice? Like,
I figure we're just sort of
you're not
ambling in
parked the car
Nice.
outside his front door.
could be a door salesman, you know, just selling firebolts to the face. Probably
Yeah.
have guards. I'd probably die.
That definitely earns you a lot of money.
Yeah. I can imagine someone wanting that. Yeah, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, are we just waiting 2 weeks? Because if so, I think we've come here a bit early.
Or you could follow him.
Can I use the phone on the plane?
You're in the waiting area, apparently.
At the
No,
moment,
but
you're
while
in
I'm on the plane.
Probably. I mean,
As long as it's not in.
I don't see any reason why not.
if you want
They
to
always
pay
seem to do
to use
things
the
like-
plane phone,
Okay.
Are we waiting
Right.
for him to get here, or are we going to start doing things?
So
up
my
to you.
point is, while I'm in the waiting area, while I'm on the plane, I'm going to be carrying on calling people in his social network, trying to get whatever information I can out of them, so that I'm prepared. So that when I'm physically there, I already have some information that I can use.
Our system may not be secure. So like, don't do it too shady.
yep, go for it.
Yeah. So I'm doing my social engineering thing. What do I need to roll? I'm guessing it's some combination of deceit and persuade, right?
Yeah, do...
Gather information. What would that even?
Well, yeah, you don't actually have to say anything about yourself, so I think persuade is more
What's he trying to persuade?
accurate.
Well, I'm trying to get
people to give
information.
him information.
Well, no, I do have to say something about myself. I'm pretending to be someone else so that they will trust me with information. That's
Oh,
what's
okay, yeah, fine. That's the
Or you're just persuading them to divulge information onto you.
Yeah, I think it's more the second.
So I'm using persuade. I've got my suave, which is in play all the time, right? So that's a +1 to all social interactions, as long as they don't know I'm a water mage.
Yeah.
So I guess that's 4 DF plus. Hang on. So persuade is +4, and then another +1 because of the suave, so it's +5.
Yeah.
Okay, so another neutral roll, but I get 5.
It's going to take a good few hours to do this.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it while I'm in the waiting area and on the
Yeah.
flight.
So the first thing you'll notice is that there are large sections of his diary where the secretary has no clue what's going on.
Interesting.
It's
not a very good secretary.
like
He's not even trying to fob her off with something.
it's basically there's a long, during the workday there's all these meetings and stuff, and then it's after this point, do not contact for whatever reason.
But it says where he is, or
No.
so we don't know that he's in his office or whatever.
Like, do not disturb.
It is quite regular. It's every Friday and Sunday night.
Okay.
So clearly he's just a closet D&D nerd and doesn't want to know people to know that he's just hiding in a basement rolling dice.
Yep.
It's okay. I use D&D as do not disturb.
Lamest conspiracy of all time. There's all these high socialites secretly getting together to play D&D, and they don't want anyone to know about it.
That would be fantastic.
If word gets out, people die.
They just route the money through a Swiss bank account and have it delivered to P.O. Box.
Okay, so we've got these black patches in his diary.
Yeah.
Anything else?
One of his friends, to start with, thinks that it's him, and he says, "Oh, so we're still down for Friday night, right?" And then realizes that it's not.
Click. Yeah. Okay.
And then it's like, "Oh, forget that. No."
I assume that we're enlisting Riley's help to route these calls from an untraceable number, or at least very difficult.
Yeah, I was assuming that.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
It probably won't come into play, but just roll a security quickly so we can see what the defense is. Like, if someone tries to trace it, then they will roll against this number.
Come on.
Okay, 6.
But if Nicolas Sarkozy pulls in his favours, then it's all for nothing anyway. Right?
So, do we get to look at a different screen now? Because we're not in the.
Oh, yes,
meeting.
I totally forgot about that.
We just have a photo of it in our wallets at all
Yay!
times. Look at it fondly.